They're big beef, the big pork chops.
Yeah, they are beautiful. Nice fat on them.
Yeah.
Nice crispy skin, but the skin's quite dry.
Yeah.
So that should crisp up nice for pork crackling.
Oh.
But what we're going to do is just pop them on there like that on the end, like that, over the direct heat.
Nothing better than pork scratchings.
I know, I love them.
Unless my dad comes round, and when my dad comes round, he goes in the kitchen, steals it all, and we all come in, where's it gone? And he always goes, well, I didn't think anybody else would want it. It's the best bit.
It is the best bit, but we need that to puff up and crisp up first.
Yeah. So how long will you leave it on its side like that?
Until it gets there. So that's a really hot, yeah, that's 200 plus. What we can do as well is just bring the embers in a little bit under those. Just intensify the heat under there. But you can see already, just a few seconds, that's starting to puff up there.
Nice. And is it only pork that you cook on the side with the fat like that, or would you do the same with some steaks sometimes?
Steaks, yeah. The steaks, you want the fat to be nice and crispy and delicious like that on there.
Yeah.
Lamb as well. But this is a good way to get pork crackling over direct, intense heat like that. And we'll nail the crackling and then we'll turn it on its side. That way we're not worrying about, you know, overcooking and not getting the crackling until the end. So you can see it's just puffing up there already.
What do you know about pork scratchings in bags? Do they do it properly, or is it not
Some
really?
of them use
scratchings,
dextrose and stuff, and I mean it is nice, but it's quite a sort of, they're pushing it on the keto market that it's good, but a lot of them use dextrose and wheat stabilizers and weird things. For me, actually, the best way to cook pork crackling, pork scratchings is over direct heat like this, and you've got none of that. You can choose what you add to it then.
Yeah.
A lot of the bags add wheat and different things and dextrose and things to, and it's usually not very much, but it's definitely there. So.
Yeah. So again, choose wisely if you're going to go for scratchings.
Yeah. I think some of them are now doing it very clean.
Yeah.
You know, it's beautiful, isn't it? Do you remember I said that when you first arrived? I said the whole thing, the fire, the meat, it just draws you in, doesn't it?
Well, I just totally relaxed then. I just switched off.
Yeah.
When it went quiet, I was just like, I realised I was in just
I
almost meditative.
Exactly. I've lost you. They call it caveman TV.
Yeah.
You lose people to fire. So quite often I have the fire pit going there. I'll have a whole class and I'll be talking about something and I'll just look up and I'll have lost every single member of that class to the fire. And I just
I went then.
Yeah.
I did go.
Yeah. I love it, and I go. It's beautiful, isn't it? I don't pull them out of it. I just go, it's beautiful. And they all look up and go, wow. And it's like a relaxation. It's almost like meditation.
Yeah, it certainly is.
So we've got that locked and nailed, and now we can hit it with a bit of sea salt. We do have to watch it a bit with that fat, it flaring up, but just as we move the pork around.
Yeah, so pork, because it is quite a fatty meat, this is one you have got to watch. It's not, it's not the shut the lid and forget like some other meats.
No, you can't leave this direct over heat, especially with that amount of fat on there.
Yeah.
So while they're cooking, do you want to be the man on them?
Yeah, you tell them what to do though.
So just keep an eye on and turn them. I'm going to make a quick little butter to go on top of those.
A bit like the first time the driving instructor gets out the car, you're like, oh, don't leave me. It all made sense while you were here.
It suits you as well, this does, the leather apron and being in front of that. You're rocking it.
I'm in happy land, yeah.
So that's nduja. I'm making an nduja butter. Have a taste of that.
Well, as it is?
Yeah.
Oh, spicy, man.
Yeah.
That's good.
Just watch those now, see there.
Took your eye off it.
So give them a turn now. Give them a flip. Perfect. So it's quite interesting because what's happened now is it's pulled juices on.
Yeah.
So that's about 60 degrees. It starts to tighten up and pull juices on.
Yeah.
So they're probably not far off 60. So we have to take pork to about 63. But as it tightens up, so this bit especially will be, that's 78. So that bit there, it's warmed up.
Yeah.
But actually that's where you want it to warm up, and you want to keep that bit sort of not so hot. So that's working out perfect. So I'll go and get a chopping board. So that's regular butter, nice local butter with that nduja, the spicy salami from Calabria, just stirred through it.
Okay.
So pop them on the board. Okay, so here I'll go. No, you keep those. You keep those.
Okay.
Okay, so like we've talked about resting meat, resting your steaks, resting your food after. Resting can be quite a passive process, can't it?
Yep.
You put it on the board and you leave it to rest. I'm not doing anything to that. You know, maybe a bit of salt over the top, leave it to rest. But for me, that's an opportunity to add more depth of flavour. And I do like levels of flavour, and I like adding a bit of depth of flavour. So while that's resting, what we're going to do is get a bit of this. So this is nduja, which is spicy, spreadable, fatty salami from southern Italy,
Right.
from Calabria. And all I'm going to do is pop this on top of here, just to go in with those juices as it melts.
Mm-hmm. And those juices are the quality fats, I take it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the quality of the fat as that's warmed up and resting. So we want to keep that on there. You can already see that nduja butter's just melting into it, forming a lovely slick. So that will go eventually. But we're going to help it along a little bit here. We're going to go for a bit of theatre, a bit of fun as this is resting.
Okay.
What I want you to do is to reach into there, grab one of those nice coals, that's it.
Yeah.
Give it a bit of hold it tight, nice and tight. Give it a bit of a blow as well. That's it. And then I want you to put that on top of
the butter.
Yeah, on the butter. There you go. Go and grab another one. Do the same on there. Give it a blow.
Jim, there's a gorgeous aroma coming off there now.
There we go. How cool is that?
That is theatre.
Theatre and deliciousness. You can see there, it's like, you know, it's cooking that butter and that nduja as it melts. Bit of caramelisation, bit of extra depth of flavour. So I do this with bone marrow on a steak. I think we might have a go at doing that tomorrow because it's amazing with bone marrow. It's one of my signatures, but it's lovely with the nduja butter on a pork chop.
And would you move this around or just leave it on this bit?
Just leave it like that, just where the butter was.
Yeah.
So that's melted, so that's done now. So imagine taking that to a table with your mates there. You've got your mates around, load of pork chops or steaks, you know, you've melted some cool butter on it, bringing that to the table. They'd be a bit blown away by that.
Absolutely.
But it would only be theatre and a gimmick if it wasn't adding loads of extra flavour to that. So if you pop those off and pop them back in the, there we go, it's not covered in charcoal. Just look at that, that's beautiful.
Amazing. Wow.
There we go. So
Glorious.
that's rested now, so we can get in. I'm going to get a little knife. Because it's pork chops, you've got to have crispy crackling. You've got to have that, that's rule number one. So we nailed that first, and then we've cooked it through perfectly, and then just added an extra dimension to that.
Oh, even the sound's amazing.
So they always say the best meat is closest to the bone, and I probably agree with them, so you want to be chewing on that if you can. But here we go. You can hear that as I cut through that crackling.
Yeah.
And what did you ask for in the butcher here? Just pork chops?
A pork chop. Yeah, just a nice dry aged.
Glorious.
Mate, that's fantastic. I can't get over that. I really can't get over that. When I cook pork, it can be a bit bland. And that is just delicious.
Thank you.
Really delicious.
And it's fun. Barbecue should be about fun. It should be about getting outdoors with your family and friends, and a bit of spectacle as well.
Like you just said, genuine theatre. It's there not just for show, it's got a purpose. Yeah, I like it.
Go in for this one.